Fair use in effect. Hot dog. We're talking about Caribbean Carnival. So, Caribbean Carnival is not the flex that a lot of people think it is, but they don't hear me though. I mean, okay. Caribbean Carnival in Barbados is called Crop Over. Did you guys hear that properly? The carnival is called Crop Over.
Wow.
The celebration of Crop Over is a tradition rooted in the enslavement of the African in the Americas.
Wow.
So, when it came time to harvest the crops, the slave owners, overseers, and all financially impacted would celebrate because they were about to make money. During slavery, the slave master realized that it was more cost-effective to treat his chattel, aka enslaved Africans, well. They realized that if they kept providing a life of hell to the enslaved Africans that they would have nothing to live for, and thus, cause uprisings, burn down the plantation, poison the slave master and his family, unalive their fetus, unalive their newborn, tamper with the equipment, and so on. So, the slave master allowed for celebrations. The enslaved Africans would be given X amount of liquor, provisions, meat, and more. Basically, they would be given party supplies. It may sound sweet, as if the European slave masters gave a flying hoot about the enslaved Africans. But the truth is, they didn't care a lot. The celebration was all about the Benjamin's baby. They only wanted to prolong the life of the forced laborer. Now, let's talk about the carnival part. The French brought their masquerade parties with them to their colonies. The enslaved Africans were not invited, but what they did do was listen from outside in the backyard and peeped through the windows. Eventually, the European slave masters allowed for the enslaved Africans to participate in the masquerade parties on the streets during a time where a celebration was the most cost-effective. You get it though, it's kind of like a bonus at work when your team meets or exceeds their fiscal goals. Please note that academics profess that the Africans used to perform in carnivals back home in Africa, before they were captured, chained, and shipped on a water vessel while packed like sardines, with absolutely no care for their health or comfort. I mean, if one of the enslaved Africans became unalived while being transported, the slave traders would just dump the body overboard. Did you know that the word, Barbados, has also been defined as, being packed tightly? Can you believe that? Well, shaking my head in despair. R.I.P. to all of them. They endured horrific terror. Wow. To sum it all up, the custom of Caribbean Carnival is highly rooted in the enslavement of the African in the Americas. Some of the African practices and customs were kept, such as whining. Hence why the dancing is so provocative at Carnival. During slavery, the African woman would dance in a circle. The woman with the best wine would be considered the best woman for a man to procreate with.
Wow.
Like this video. Tag a friend. Come on, subscribe now.